What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on reroll. And while we're in maintenance, I thought it'd be a cool thing to do a should you summon video for the new Violet banner, whose banner took us for a complete curveball in today's patch notes. So you guys kind of have seen the news out there. He's been kind of an underwhelming hero in relation to a lot of the other heroes we've had released. We've been on pretty good of a hot streak as far as like playable heroes that Smallgate has released in the last couple months. We had Deanne, obviously, was our first time loaded character about, I think it was like 6 or 7 weeks ago. After her, shortly, we had Kayron, who was a little on the underwhelming side. And then after him, we had Kisei, followed by Bellona. And now we're on to Violet. So, basically, let's go over his kit real fast. In case you guys have not seen the patch notes video, or you guys have not seen the patch notes on Stove. And so his first attack is a 65% chance to decrease attack for 1 turn, which is actually pretty solid for a skill 1. A lot of the attack breaks only are 50 or 40%, so that's his skill 1's pretty good. Granted, it's only for 1 turn, but still that will affect the next attack the foe will do to you, so that still is very good. Now his other ability, which is a little, for me I was a little confused, but now I understand it. So he recovers health, and then he grants an extra turn to the caster. So if you have all your skills active, you basically could go, if you're like at low health, you could go into your skill 2, then you could go into skill 3, for instance. So you'll get an extra turn after you use it, and then increase your evasion chance by 30% after successfully evading an attack, if the skill is on cooldown, and then if you also gain 1 focus and counterattack. So you have to counterattack, in order to counterattack, you actually have to evade the attack. So it's kind of an his second skill is very RNG. Outside of when it's active, you can just get a straight healing ability and an extra turn, which is good. But as far as like utility, it's just the percentage is pretty low. So unless you're fighting elemental advantage, I feel that his skill 2 is not the greatest. And he does counterattack with his skill 1, which is very, very good, because like Moonlight Ken, for instance, I believe does its own independent counterattack, and it doesn't actually get the attack break that he has on like Moonlight Ken, for instance. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. Whereas this guy actually does his skill 1, which will actually do an attack break at a 65% chance, which is pretty decently high. And I would assume on his skill upgrades, you are going to be increase his effectiveness on his skill 1. Since it's pretty low. Probably go up to like maybe 85% or 75%, something like that. So now in his skill 3 is Pierce the Image of the Sword. He loses all focus damage. It increases in proportional to the amount of focus consumed. If 5 focus is consumed, reset the cooldown. So you basically want to try to get 5 focus before you use Butterfly Cut, because basically you get to do it again. So that is actually really good, because you do deplete all the focus of it every time you use Butterfly Cut. So if, like, for instance, you're at 3 or 4 or 2 focus, you're still going to lose all that, and you got to rebuild it up, and you gain focus only by evading attacks. So he has to be a frontline character, for one. The problem with that is generally on Thieves, we don't know his stats, but generally on Thieves, they're very squishy. So that's another reason why I'm not really too fond of this character, is because he's built to be on your front line. You guys can see he's a thief here. So obviously he's going to be good for Banshee because he's an earth unit, he's a nuker. So while the Banshee's in its main form, you're going to be able to nuke. While you're getting hit by the other Banshees, you're going to be able to counterattack them, figuratively, as long as your RNG is pretty good. So he's not like a bad hero, but he's not a sought-after hero, in my opinion. I don't feel he's worth it with the summoning rates we have. No guarantee. There aren't guarantee 4-star, pulls, or, every 10 summons, or 20 summons, or 30 summons, or whatever. It's just all complete RNG. So I don't feel he's worth summoning, unless you just really, really need an earth unit very, very badly. The problem of where he is niche fit into also is like a lot of Banshee. You could potentially use him in raids just for his DPS capability, but with a lot of other options for DPS like Kisei, like Lorena, Bellona has been a very good favorite for DPS now as well. A lot of the other Moonlight characters also, like Assassin Cartusia, Axe God, you know, there's a big list of other DPS you guys can go through in the game that you probably have on your account, and the fact that Lorena is a free-to-play DPS unit, and I know a lot of people are saying that Lorena is starting to lose a lot of her flavor, but I still use her on a lot of my team comps, and she works very, very well. Granted, you do have to have investment in her. This guy, it's just like the chances of you pulling him, and then you're gonna have to have Mulgores ready for him and stuff like that. Because I would assume Butterfly Cut, you're gonna have to get a cooldown on that, plus probably some strength enhancement to really, you know, make that damage impactful. Would be also, you know, another thing you have to concern yourself with when summoning. But honestly, if you guys are holding on for like Luna, or if we're gonna see what's her name? Man, I just did a video on her. Whatever. I'm so bad. I'm missing the character's name. That was premiered in the recent side story for Bologna. I'm sorry. I can't think of his or her name off the top of my head. But anyway, I think that this is definitely a skippable banner. Or if you guys really want to summon a little bit, just to summon, maybe do like 20 summons at most, 10 summons, 15 summons. I wouldn't go too much past that though, unless you really, really like this character. You know, if you really like him for your own reasons, that's totally up to you. But in my opinion, I think I'm going to do maybe like 10, maybe 15 summons, and that's it. And that's purely just because of YouTube, honestly. Like, if I was not doing YouTube, I wouldn't summon, period. Like, just straight up, I would not summon for him. And plus, the fact is, a lot of people don't prioritize probably one of his better modes, which will be Banshee, because of the gear sets. Generally, we're wanting the Wyvern and the Golem gear sets. You know, our health and defense for our tankers and our healers, and then we're wanting our speed, attack, and crit gear, or not attack, but our speed and crit gear and hit gear for a lot of our DPS and utility characters. So, on top of Banshee not being the highest of the priorities to farm, this guy is also, you know, where he fits in is just very, very rough. Like, you can't use him on Wyvern, you know, things like that, you know, to be a suitable unit for yourself. So, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you still going to pull for him? Are you going to pass? Let me know what you guys think and how many summons you guys plan on doing when he drops tonight. And I hope this video was helpful, kind of a skill breakdown of how they work and what you can expect him to do performance-wise. I've seen some other YouTubers say you want to build him slow so he has the chance to build focus, which does make sense. But like I said, we actually need to see his stats and see how he's going to tank in his base stats. Because if he's built like most thieves, he's not going to be a suitable tanker. So, but we'll have to see on that as he is released tonight, guys. So, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and the bell icon, so you guys are notified when we go live and when we post videos. And I will probably do a short stream on his side story today and probably finish it off with like 10 or 8 summons, something like that, just to throw some summons at you guys. But thank you guys so much for checking out the channel and video today, and we'll see you guys in the next Epic 7 video. Peace, guys.